Support WrestleTalk!
Give us a subscribe. Matt Riddle is the new US of Bro champion. WWE booked one of the best Elimination Chamber matches they've ever put on. And The Miz is your new WWE champion in 2021. I'm Mr. Davis, asking you to please give us a subscribe, super kick that thumbs up button, and enable notifications to always on for daily WWE news and review videos. Like my review of Elimination Chamber 2021 in about 10 minutes. And thank you to this video's sponsor, Cashman Casino. Please support WrestleTalk by installing the game using the links in the description below. PW Insider reported shortly before the show began that Keith Lee had suffered an undisclosed injury and wouldn't be able to compete in a triple threat for the United States title. But rather than make it a straight-up singles match between Riddle and Bobby Lashley, WWE added a fatal four-way to the pre-show between Mustafa Ali, John Morrison, Elias, and Ricochet to decide who's going to take the pin in the triple threat. Sorry, I mean who's going to compete in the US title triple threat. But they definitely also took the pin. Ricochet, unsurprisingly, is awesome, where he no-sold Ali's strikes and did an amazing bridging half Nelson suplex pin. So naturally, Retribution rammed him into a post, despite it being a four-way and thus no DQ. Slapjack, T-Bar, Your Mum, and Mace didn't get involved until the very last sequence of the match, which led to Ali getting rolled up by Morrison for the win. Really showed the system there, boys. So Morrison will be facing Lashley for the US title later on. I'm sure that's the only flashback to WWE's 2007 mid-card we'll get on this show. The main card opened with the 2021 SmackDown Elimination Chamber match, or should I say, 2009 Ring of Honor. Bryan Danielson, Kevin Steen, Claudio Castagnoli, and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn wasn't in Ring of Honor. He gets mixed up a lot with a different guy who used to wrestle in a mask. Totally different people. All four of them are amazing, with Cesaro and Bryan starting off as the first two entrants and lasting until the final three. It gave you ample time to stare into the magic eye picture on Cesaro's trunks, where, if you squinted hard enough, you can just about see a brass ring. Even Baron Corbin was great, railroading the former indie guys like the former football-playing jock he is, to sweetly tap to Cesaro's sharpshooter following a big swing. Cesaro had his latest star-making performance, chasing Zayn up the side of the cage wall and then doing pull-ups off the ceiling, while Sami and Kevin Owens nearly briefly reconnected with all their feuds and friendships in their past when Zayn said they should work together because they'll never be the poster boys of this company. To which KO responded by throwing him into the wall loads. There was an awesome spell of KO, Bryan, Cesaro, and Zayn just wrestling. A group of four incredible wrestlers that WWE didn't sign a decade ago because they thought they were too small, now putting on the most exciting moment of the pay-per-view. Owens then eliminated Sami with a stunner, further playing into their eternal feud, which worked brilliantly into KO's own elimination. Jey Uso trapped his arm in the chamber door and repeatedly super kicked him in the head to eliminate. Jey represented the poster boy Zayn warned of earlier on. He was the hoop you had to jump through before you even got a shot at the guy, which was a fantastic use of heat when Jey superkick and splash comboed Cesaro to eliminate him too. But then Bryan managed to eliminate Jey with a knee. It was a fantastic chamber match. Everyone came out looking better than when they went in. And it was so nice to root for practically every guy left, rather than what I usually feel in some closing moments of WWE matches, just please not this guy. So what do you do with all that momentum? You beat him several minutes later. Before we get on with the rest of the episode, I'd just like to say a huge thank you to this episode's sponsor, Cashman Casino Vegas slot machines, which you can install using our special links in the video description below, where new players get extra coins. Cashman Casino is the new exciting mobile game from Aristocrat, which is full of free-to-play slot machines. Full disclaimer, you have to be over 18 to access this game, and remember, it isn't an actual virtual betting app, so you can't win real prizes. But it's a fun way to play slot machines for some quick endorphin hits during the ad breaks of Raw. And there are so many ad breaks. weeks. What I really like about Cashman Casino is the mini games that activate when you're playing the slot machines, like Cashman Agents, where you help a dog with a jetpack find briefcases hidden in all the other games to defeat Phantom Fox. Oh, I hate you, Phantom Fox. You can watch big wins erupt in the Pompeii slots, celebrate with dancing dragons in Happy Lantern, and howl at the moon with the Timberwolf slot machines. And you can join in with the game's Facebook community where you can make friends to compete with. So install Cashman Casino using our special links in the video description below to get 1 million coins, double XP for 3 hours, and a 15% coin shop boost for 6 hours. Support WrestleTalk. Download Cashman Casino. Even though Roman Reigns took his big dog time coming down to the ring, Bryan was exhausted following the chamber match, but it was still exciting even though you could tell what was coming. Bryan would counter a spear into the knee, kick out, but isn't it great when wrestling does the thing better than you even thought it would be? Instead of the knee, Bryan caught Roman's spear into an incredibly dramatic yes lock, but Roman was too fresh. He powered out and guillotined Bryan to retain. But to imply Bryan is nothing more than a fast lane sized speed bump in the road to WrestleMania, Edge speared Roman from out of nowhere, pointed to the sign, and got a load of pyro. Although I'm not 100% certain, that means he's chosen Roman officially. Bad Bunny then slapped the Miz backstage to then be defended by Damian Priest. I'm sure that's the last we'll see of the Miz on this show. He hasn't even got a match booked. You can see why WWE really needed a third person for Bobby versus Riddle, because nobody would ever believe Riddle could challenge Lashley alone. Even with Riddle and Morrison teaming up, Bubbles still dominated them, and he looked incredible doing so. This far more aggressive and violent Lashley we've seen since the Royal Rumble is the only thing that's ever made me genuinely ask, what sisters? Riddle eventually stole MVP's crutch, a literal booking crutch, whacked it on Lashley's back, and hit the Bo Derek on Morrison to win the US title. Hopefully this can turn around Riddle's all but buried character on Raw now. Does make you wonder though what WWE originally had planned with Keith Lee for this match. Was he gonna take the pin? While Lashley seems set to move on to bigger things. Halfway through the show and Elimination Chamber had been awesome. The first chamber match, Bryan facing Reigns, the Edge attack, the super fun US title match and title change. But hey, Reginald, what's the best rosé to accompany impending disappointment and frustration? It started with Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defending their women's tag team titles against Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. A match seemingly a hastily booked replacement because Ric Flair kayfabe got Lacey Evans pregnant, ruling out her title match against Asuka. But still, there's an opportunity here to tell a story. Belair won the Women's Royal Rumble. She could challenge for Sasha's title at WrestleMania. How will they coexist? Perfectly fine, it turns out, because WWE are far more interested in Sasha flirting with Carmella's sommelier. Reginald came out and slid Banks a bottle of champagne to use as a weapon. The referee took it off her in a distraction spot, leading to a Nia Jax Samoan drop and win. Remember when Shayna Baszler became the only person ever to eliminate every other competitor in an Elimination Chamber match? It was last year. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Weirdly, Miz and the Hurt Business's MVP were then seen talking backstage while gesticulating heavily at the Money in the Bank briefcase. Oh, I'm getting worried! And the main event saw the Raw Elimination Chamber, with Drew McIntyre defending his WWE Championship against Randy Orton, Kofi Kingston, AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, and Sheamus. But the true challenge awaited him after the match. 2010 is here, and it wants its title back. Hardy and Orton started the match off because, of course they did. Then out came McIntyre, and then shockingly next in was Kofi, who immediately eliminated Randy. It was a brilliant swerve. The underdog, who wasn't even in the chamber match 7 days beforehand, had just gotten rid of one of the favourites, who just so happened to be his storied rival. Orton flipped, RKO'd both Kofi and Jeff, which Styles saw as the best moment to ultimately do absolutely nothing. Omos ripped the back off AJ's pod so he could run round through the entrance and try to capitalize on Hardy and Kingston by eliminating them. It was definitely an impressive visual, but both Kofi and Jeff kicked out, Adam Pearce sent Omos to the back, and it just meant AJ entered the match several minutes earlier than he would have, and I was confused about whether he was legal or not. AJ's master plan had no benefit. This would have made much more sense if Omos used the ripped open pod back to get in and help AJ, or Styles got in early, beat people up until he was legally entered and just pinned them. So was the spot actually good? Or was it just different? Sheamus eliminated Kofi, Drew eliminated Hardy, AJ eliminated Sheamus, and then Drew eliminated AJ with a spectacular phenomenal forearm into a Claymore reversal. Not a bad chamber match, but one with a figurative and literal logic hole in the pot. But no one was ever going to talk about the actual match. It was all about what came after. Lashley attacked Drew once the chamber had lifted. He looked great, viciously manhandling McIntyre. And then out came The Miz to cash in his briefcase and win the WWE Championship. The Miz is the WWE Champion in 2021. I am genuinely surprised how many people are into this. Right now, in our poll on a poll match on the community tab, a massive 59% of you are happy Miz successfully cashed in. The majority sentiment on Reddit and Twitter is that it's a long time coming and he deserves it. Even Mizgal, who Wrestling Inc. interviewed after the show, said, "I know it's a big change from my opinion 10 years ago, but I love him when he's a heel champion." Maybe there was an argument to do this back in November when it was the 10th anniversary to the day that Miz cashed in on Orton to win the title. But now, oh god, I hated it. While I enjoy Miz as a performer and he's an excellent promo, I don't think it's uncontroversial to say he's had one of the worst booked runs in his career over the last half year. He's been repeatedly beaten by McIntyre, even with handicap advantages. He lost the Money in the Bank briefcase. He never even won in the first place, and then somehow got it back, which opens up a separate can of worms about how bad that stipulation has been treated. Miz winning the title here does not suddenly undo its nonsense of the last 9 months. But I can argue how titles shouldn't be based on who deserves them, or how the chicken S-word heel act is massively overdone. The ultimate underlying reason why I don't like this is because Miz has consistently had the worst segments on Raw and SmackDown for a year, and I don't want to see him as champion because he sucked. But I guess I'm just being worked, right? That's the point of heel heat, isn't it? To make viewers to not want to watch your show? Perhaps we'll get to something good eventually. It's not like Miz legitimately beat Drew McIntyre in a one-on-one singles match. The most obvious idea is for Lashley to beat Miz pretty quickly, setting up Bobbles versus McIntyre for the title at WrestleMania. McIntyre can win it back with fans in attendance. Boy howdy. But never count out the darkest timeline, because Miz is also feuding with Bad Bunny. So why not just put the title on him instead? Because he deserves it. Look at all the merchandise sales. What did you think of Elimination Chamber? Let me know in the comments down below and vote in our poll on a poll match about The Miz's win on the community tab. Unfortunately, the ending put a massive dampener on what started off as an excellent show. The first hour and a half were great, and it did fly by at a pacey 2.5 hours. It was shorter than an episode of Raw, but at what cost? Elimination Chamber is, for me, 2 out of 5. Luke and I will have our full podcast live stream review today, but not on this channel. All WrestleTalk podcasts are now exclusively on our WrestleTalk podcast channel. So click the link in the description below to go there now to subscribe, or press the video on the right. And what are the 20 most shocking kickouts of all time? Click the video below that for Adam Blompier's latest list. I've been Mr. Davis. Miz that Miz.